Now, I love this quote that I saw actually to post in the group, and it really connected with me. Yeah, if you never heal from what hurts you, then you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. Yeah, I come from a very, very small island called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And growing up as a kid on an island, yeah, we have one way of seeing the world. Yeah, and most often the way we see the world would be more or less, more or less predicated from the way our parents see the world. And I can remember this one time I did something really bad, you know? Well, not bad in my eyes, but in my mom's eyes, it was bad. And that day my mom came home and she was so upset. Yeah, she was so upset. And she whipped me and my brother. And for some strange reason, she started crying. Yeah, she started crying, even though I was the one who did something bad. And at that moment, I couldn't help myself but crying as well. And in my head, I'm wondering, why am I crying? And it felt so uncontrollably. And I was just pouring out with tears. Yeah. And at that point in my life, I realized that, you know, the experience that we have as human beings, yeah, it's contagious. Yeah. And our traumas are like that as well. It's contagious. Yeah. So we got to be really, really careful. Yeah. If our traumas are not affecting those that we love.
Hi there, Adrian here, and this is a video from a Zoom session that we do. We do these Zoom sessions every Sunday and we take questions and answers from the audience. Some of our students, some of our members. We never know what questions are coming up, so I'm always excited to do these sessions and I hope to see you at one of them. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and check out the other playlists that we have. Thank you, enjoy.
Experience to work with the client with traumatic experience to be aware that a client with traumatic experience has a lot of defense mechanisms and he is not always prepared for talking for trauma. So if someone is, we don't know how the client will react, it is a way they are acting out. He will act out and react like we do not expect. So we cannot control this. So that's why it is very important when working with client to go. There is a, let's say, if here is trauma, then to go. Like what is the term? Piling the onion, step by step. Not go directly into the core of the trauma, but step by step to follow the client how much he's open to discuss. And it is obvious that when we are starting some coaching relationship with the client at the beginning, there is not so developed trust between client and the coach, and the client maybe not will be open to discuss about major traumatic experience. But he will test us. He will test how we are reacting. He will give us something. So it needs time up to go to the core thing. So step by step, this kind of plan, because it is really not so pleasant to discuss with on some experience, because in the same way we are becoming witnesses. Yes, I just remember that is why why I say I have a lot of to talk, but I'm not sure how much time.
If I can just throw in, like, even if you're not a coach, or if you're doing this with family members after, you know, someone in the family's passed away, or a trauma with mates, if you're not super trained, even people in Lifeline take calls, and just a deep level of rapport. So at Christmas time, when you're just sitting with your family and having that safe space where you can just hold space, and if people want to, they can have a beverage, have a cake, whatever, and they can release as much or as little as they like, and just have that safe space. That rapport is so valuable. So even the non-coaches can do that. There's a lot of people that
Yeah.
can help their friends and family.
Yeah. And even to expand on what Adrian said, you said safety is very important. And
Safety
something
is
that
much
I've been, what I've been learning and seeing to be a powerful tool in my conversation with clients is forgiveness. Having a client going back and forgive them themselves, during that particular time of the experience, because a lot of what happened is that there's been so much blame packed up there with that emotion, and when they go back and forgive themselves, it just dissolves. And that's what I've been noticing. I don't know if any one of the other coaches have experienced that. And we also see forgiveness in a more religious aspect of things. But now, even in my practice as a coach, I'm seeing just those words, and to really embody it personally is powerful.
Yes, it is very important part to, and we need to watch more closely. And it creates the whole traumatic experience. It also creates a whole group dynamics if there is more people involved. So we need to be careful when working with this. And yes, I shared that there are also positive aspects. It is very important also to mention that we are talking now about personal trauma, personal thing, but also there is professional trauma, like going through professional side. It is like bankruptcy. You have money and one day you bankrupt and you have no money. So it's a big, huge trauma. Or you have some manager, a very, very important person in your company. He makes a lot of money, makes a lot of profit, and he dies immediately. It causes, even though you are not directly included, but you are carrying the trauma because everything is planned, and one day it happens unexpected thing. So it is some examples of professional trauma, or something happened to me. Go to your employed, everything goes good, and you go to the boss nowhere. From nowhere, you are fired from tomorrow. It is also you are not prepared, and you can it is more stress, more like stress, but we can consider that can develop as a trauma. Okay. So like I shared, I'm really amazed from the power of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It is a technique approach. It is developed from Richard Bandler and John Grinder, but it is developed not for people, not as a psychotherapy, but as a coaching technique. So it is how it goes. So not all people, even though who are carrying trauma, are willing to go to admit, I will go to psychotherapy, but they will say, I will go to coaching. And NLP offers a set of tools which can be used in both areas, coaching and maybe go in psychotherapy, but little bit, not so deeply in psychotherapy thing. So there is a lot of definition of NLPs. So the creators of NLP says that it is phenomenological study of subjective experience. What does it mean? That means that we are focused on the client experience. Nothing else is important, only experience. And phenomenology means what is happening now, what is present in the moment, at the moment. The whole thing of NLP, I can say that it is a philosophy of setting goals and achieving desired outcomes. So if you are working with some client who has achieved trauma, maybe he wants to talk about trauma, so his goal is to solve trauma, to find the problem, to solve this issue. And then we are trying to build and to find a way to have to overcome the traumatic experience and to achieve desired outcome. Other thing is NLP is a tool that delivers transformation and change. This is for sure. I have not met a person who is involved in NLP, who knows NLP. I'm talking about knowing, not just listening about what is NLP, but knowing and go through the process, who has not experience some kind of change, even though it is a minor change. But it is a change because we are working unconsciously. So the last thing, conscious influence of unconscious mind. It offers tools and techniques. We are consciously, I'm conscious now that I have a problem. And I consciously use NLP because there is a technique how I can influence on my unconscious, usually through visualization, through making pictures, working with these pictures. So this is more about theory. The K concept of NLP is what is present state. We are describing what is present state, what he feels, what he experiences. We are watching
all the changes, not so much what the changes are or the way, but the how you make it all.
Yes, how. And why I like NLP is because it is not based on I want something which is not logical, but all we are doing is trying to follow the natural process. So natural process of the client. I had a client, I am sharing this all the time. He hired me because he wants to make a morning ritual and to wake up earlier. So he was waking up at 10 o'clock. And I have a session with him. And he was saying, I want this. And I say, okay, this is what you want. Let's see what is happening. And during the conversation, I find out that he loves music. And I put his preference of music into his morning ritual. And that has influenced. Now he's waking up 6 a.m. and doing all the ritual up to our meeting. So it is amazing experience. But I was not praising him. You have to do this, you have to do this. But I find what is natural behavior and use that behavior. So that is the power of NLP. So yes, we are going into the second process. So first we are saying what is the present state. After that, we can estimate what are the resources. So usually what we need to, maybe something to read, maybe to learn something, maybe to go some training. For myself, from my experience, I found out that I need a training. So I go to training, I train myself. I make another decision, I go more training, and then moving to desired state. So this is the whole concept in NLP. Yes, and I want to say what I want but more to discuss is a timeline technique. It's a technique in NLP. Dino had mentioned before. So it is a technique. It presupposes that in NLP, that our memories consists of Gestalt. It is called in NLP. In real term, it is unfinished Gestalt. The Gestalt is not finished, unfinished, and that's why that Gestalt is making pressure. But for NLP and for this occasion, we will use the Gestalt, the term the Gestalt. Gestalt means a complete figure which gives a sense. So as well as at the moment when we complete the figure and give the sense of the figure, it comes into unconscious and it does not make pressure anymore. So our memories are stored in a line. in line. So we have different representation, but how we represent memory and how we timeline make, it is part of the training. So we will not go that deeply. Now I will discuss only the process. So it says we are here and now. I'm talking with you. And from this point, if you go back into your memory trying to remember, you will find one experience. Here is a memory we cannot remember. Other experience, memory not remember. Other, here is a big thing. It says first event, but as I said, it could not be the first event. It could be some other experience which is putting pressure on ourselves. But it is big one, which it needs to solve. Yeah, so this is a short explanation of how it works. For further, I want to make some exercise. So this is the whole picture. How does it work? What does it need to happen? So we are here at the present moment. Now we are. I will guide you to the negative event, to the some negative event which is most important to you, which will occur. I will say it is traumatic event. Then we need to go to dissociate from this event to watch it as a movie, like you are watching. And I want to find out what is the learning experience from that traumatic event.
Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.